Good morning. You are listening to UpReach, a morning devotional presented by the Church Street Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee, to encourage you as you face the opportunities and challenges of today. Let's begin this day together with some inspiring thoughts from God's holy word. At that time the disciples came to Jesus, saying, "Who then is greatest in the kingdom of heaven?" Then Jesus called a little child to him, set him in the midst of them, and said, "Assuredly I say to you, unless you are converted and become as little children, you will by no means enter the kingdom of heaven. Therefore, whoever humbles himself as this little child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven." Matthew chapter 18, verses 1 through 4. When I was a child, I remember being frequently challenged by the words, "Why don't you grow up?" On such occasions, I often found myself thinking, it must be wonderful to be a grown-up. If I were all grown up, then I could be the one to issue this challenge to all the little kids around me. Now I am all grown up, so I want to act like a grown-up. I especially want to be all grown up in my relationship with God. Yet now I hear Him whisper, "I want you to turn and become like a little child." What? Now I am confused. What does He mean? Consider these thoughts from God is No Fool by Lois Cheney. Truly I say to you, unless you turn and become like children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever humbles himself like this child, he is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. But when Jesus saw it, he was indignant, and said to them, "Let the children come to me. Do not hinder them, for to such belongs the kingdom of God." Once I was in a living room. It was quiet and busy with the hum of people together. I sat listening and talking to a 7-year-old. She said, "You know what? Sometimes I think I'm tied to God. Sometimes I can feel and almost see the strings from my head and arms and legs going right up to Him." And I smiled, and the room stopped, and others smiled at this little image of God's puppet. Someone said, "Isn't that cute?" And we all agreed that it was cute. And the child looked up and looked around, and she smiled too, for she knew that she had said a cute thing. I see the little girl frequently. She's older now. She never talks about her strings to heaven. But of course that's quite natural, and as it should be. She's growing up now, and grown-ups know better. God forgive us. What about you today? Are you willing to become like a little child again? Can you recapture that childhood innocence, love, devotion, and eager desire to please? Do you live your life as though there are strings from your head, arms, and legs connecting you to God? Why not humbly ask God to lead you, yes, to specifically guide you, into a pure and unashamed obedience of His will? This has been UpReach, a presentation of the Church Street Church of Christ in Lewisburg, Tennessee. I am Kyle Bolton, the pulpit minister at Church Street, and I would like to personally invite you to come and share times of Bible study and worship with us each week. We meet every Sunday at 9 o'clock a.m. for our morning worship, followed by our Sunday school for all ages at 10:15 a.m. Then we meet again at 6 o'clock p.m. for our evening worship. We also have a midweek meeting for devotion and Bible study on Wednesdays at 6:30 p.m. I hope to see you there. Have a blessed day.